Hi, I'm James, and tonight we're going to talk about the way my dogs acted when I relapsed on alcohol in May of 2023 to November of 2023, about 6 months. This is them, Mikey in the black, and my girl. I adopted them in 2021. I was not necessarily sober, for I was not attending AA meetings, but I hadn't drank in damn near 8 years when I had adopted them. Well, 6, 7 years at the time. And they haven't been exposed to drunken me other than that horrible 6 months in the end of 2023. I'm now about 7 months sober. November 30th of 2023 was my first day clean, and I consider myself sober emotionally and free of alcohol and other mind-altering substances. At the time I got adopted Mikey and my girl, I was smoking weed, doing mushrooms, not going to AA meetings, and getting closer and closer to a physical relapse on alcohol. I have a video on relapse and relapse prevention on drugs and alcohol, and long story short, I explain how the relapse is mental, emotional, then physical, and the physical is the actual use of your drug of choice. So, Mikey and my girl, date is sweetest. I got them tatted on me. They're now about 3 years old, and they are currently the love of my life. I do anything and everything I can to make sure that they live a healthy life, a happy life. And if anyone knows me, they know that I'm rarely without my dogs. However, in May of 2023, I had succumbed to a long time coming relapse. My sobriety date was January 1st of 2016, and in May of 2023, I finally drank. Why? That's a topic for a different stream, but essentially, I wasn't practicing the principles taught in Alcoholics Anonymous, and I wasn't attending meetings. I had begun to relapse when I had stopped going to meetings years before. And that's how cunning, baffling, powerful, and patient alcoholism is. It'll get you. But all jokes aside, it was a sad, sad time here in this very house. And the worse I got, the worse, well, I noticed body language on my dogs like that was completely obvious and apparent. We weren't living a healthy life. They knew it. It is often said that dogs can sense things like cancer, disease, seizures, and they most definitely can sense the sickness of alcoholism. I can attest to that. One look from them, well, things had happened. Their walks I've been skipping their walks. I hadn't been able to afford the food financially that I would like to feed them, so they were eating dry dog food, and we all know how I feel about that. We all know the science behind damn near every single dry dog food out there. It's crap. It doesn't matter if it says premium on it. It's crap. It's the most prevalent ripoff known to man and dog alike. Anyway, they were sad because they were feeding on that. Their immune systems weren't healthy. They weren't walking as much. They weren't getting boiled eggs from daddy. They weren't getting apples from daddy. They weren't getting fish oil. Time energy, money was all going towards daddy's selfish black hole of a disease of alcoholism and its relapse. What up, Purple Turtle? How goes it? Chore Bunny, how's it going? How is you watching anything good tonight? What's more is during my relapse, there were strangers in the house. A homeless man who now is more or less a friend, nice enough man, but homeless and had some questionable means of income. You know, not a bad guy, but just a street person, just like I've been, and just like everybody that has been unfortunate enough to go so far down the scale of addiction that they find themselves in the streets, a total different person, acting, doing, believing, valuing different things. This is the nature of alcoholism, and it affects our loved ones, my dogs included. Have any of you noticed your dogs, your cats, your dogs or your cats acting different when you relapse on your drug of choice? It's a sad, sad thing. And as a matter of fact, there is evidence to show that they in fact brought me back around. Now, no single thing brings an alcoholic back to sobriety. It's a very complex problem with complex yet simple solutions. But it's multifaceted, and I am 49% romantic and 51% realist. So I do have some romantic still left in me after devil bitches chiseled it out of my soul over the years. However, still, sure, my dogs brought me back. It was an intervention of the canine variety, and my dogs brought me back. It was simple as this. These are my first things that I've taken care of other than plants and fish and stuff, and I've had birds and stuff, but I've always given them to my mom. I'm very impulsive, especially when drunk at the malls back in the day. I would come home with a parakeet and a cage and a whole setup and a plan that never came to fruition. It's sad to say that my life is actually riddled with life forms that have even perished because of my irresponsibility. My absolute obsession to go to Woodstock 99 and leave a snake in an aquarium underneath a heat lamp is one example, but I don't want to bum anybody out. My dogs, as you can see down in the corner there, Mikey in the black and my girl, are alive and well. Better than they were doing during my relapse, I can tell you that. What's up, Alan? How goes it? Welcome to any of the newcomers, and long story short, I'm a recovering alcoholic that streams on this channel every day at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and I have over 100 videos on addiction and recovery and everything in between. Purple Turtle says, I caught your bad day, had one myself today. I was so concerned for your dogs. When you relapsed, your addiction yelled at me. My dog having hard time right now, had to put my cat to rest. Sorry to hear that, Purple Turtle. ADHD mode this week. What's up, Copic? Probably be distracted heavily by COD, Call of Duty, but have a great stream and get them members. Yeah. Thanks, Copic. He's talking about clicking the join button and considering helping me carry the message. Do so now or forever hold your peace. It comes with perks as well. My dogs, I love them. They're 3 years old. And during my relapse, man, were they heavy-hearted. Just their body language suggested they were concerned about me. They were concerned about life in general. Bored, probably malnourished, but I've never starved my dogs. But as I've said before, dog food is no good for dogs. I supplement now with a boiled egg each every day, fish oil, apples. The citric acid helps their dental hygiene and nourishment. Mikey eats everything. I feed them pickled beets. You have to Google everything before you feed a dog. A dog is not a human. Some things are toxic. Onions, grapes, for example, are toxic. But I was not interested in. I'm always interested in canine nutrition. It's my responsibility to take care of them, so it's my responsibility to do the research. Diet and exercise to all beings, dogs especially, need to walk, need stimulation mentally and physically. And of course I'm interested in doing this. However, the disease of alcoholism takes over, the obsession takes over, and alcohol wasn't the only drug in the building. Yeah, blueberries are good. They're nutritious too. Most supplements come with the asterisks. Alan got his 4-month chip yesterday. Excellent, brother. Nice. I don't think I've ever gotten a 4-month chip. I've gotten a 3-month chip, a 6-month chip, a 9-month chip, and a 12-month chip. But all places are different. Congratulations on your 4 months. Been outside. You're alive because it's too damn hot to take care, Kimmy says, of outside stuff. Well, cool down, Kimmy. You know what I'm saying? Get a cool glass of iced tea. Take a piece of ice and trickle it over your heated skin. I'm just kidding. I went to the pool today. My skin is heated. I went to 2 pools today. I actually did, if any of you guys caught my live stream yesterday, I was in a very testy mood. I'm starting to notice I'll have 1 bad day and like 2 good days. I think it's a chemical imbalance or whatever. My pool was great, did some laps, and as soon as I got out of my pool, my buddy called and I went to his pool and we talked. And you know what? I talk about facing fears. That's the right thing to do. Believe it or not, I'm scared to go to the pool. My body's riddled with scars from my alcoholic past. And, you know, even though I got a swimmer's body and people seem to like it, I'm still, you know, I'm straight up shy. I'm shy about my body. I don't know why. It's just something. Anyway, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna just go and see what happens. And nothing that we project in our mind's eye is ever the situation. A word, Kimmy? I bet that ice cube melts out there in that sun, your body all heated up. I bet it. I hope you're nice and comfortable with, you know, barefoot on carpet, kind of air conditioning, shaved legs, on silk sheets kind of feeling. Those are just a few of my favorite things. You lost it all in the hurricane, Perp says. Sorry, but no, really appreciate your streams, helpful. You can get a rash guard shirt to swim in. Yeah, no problem. Anybody that would like to support the channel, it's, you know, it's not expensive. Just click the join button, find out how, and it also comes with perks. If you don't, I will hunt you down. Me and my dogs will hunt you down and write you a very nasty letter. Guilt enticing letter. No, I'm just kidding. I have no feelings on the topic. I'm very grateful to have 31 members. I go to work tomorrow as a security guard for the zoo near me. I don't mean to get off topic, but I'm going to anyway. Kimmy talking about what we all like to talk about. Ice cubes melting on a beautiful woman's hot skin after being in the sun all day. Anywho, I totally forgot what I was talking about now. Yeah, it's amazing how sexually energized you can be when spending the day at the pool. You know what I mean? I am excited for the new job. What's up, Cats for Life? Bonnie. I guess I'm excited. I'm gonna wear shorts even though I don't know if I can or not. I'm pretty sure I can. And I got a nifty security guard shirt. Maybe they'll give me a flashlight. And I'm thinking my first day I will infiltrate a animal activist terrorist group that's trying to bomb the zoo. I mean, I don't really have the big expectations or anything, but I think I'll probably be given the key to the city after saving the zoo animals from animal activist terrorists. Which, well, I don't know. I'm kind of an animal activist too, so maybe I'll just go to jail for, letting them do their heroic deeds. Yeah, I'm gonna get some bug spray. The zoo is cool. I've caught a snake there, in the chicken pen or whatever. I am looking forward to it, to be honest. Should be a nice night. It's sort of near downtown, and our town is saturated with animal terrorism. I didn't know that. Thank you, Bonnie, and thank you, Kimmy, and thank you, Cats for Life. And I'm gonna keep the zoo safe by I'm bringing my welding torch so I can cut through all the bars and release all of the animals. So I'll be keeping the animals very safe. I don't know about people. I don't really care about the people safety. We get enough privileges. But being that I talk to animals, I'm pretty sure the lions won't eat me. Where are you going, Cats for Life? Oh, you gotta work tomorrow. Oh, yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? How did you enjoy 2020 episode? Whatever. I offered Cats for Life these arms. I said I would like to wrap these arms around you and watch 2020. And that's all I want to do, and maybe have some nachos. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, we all got to work tomorrow, you know what I mean? Potential weather god, where's he at? Oh, there he is. What's a good way to stop tremors? I'm having them right now. Pedialyte, Propel, or Gatorade, aka or pickle juice, aka electrolytes. Try that. Also going to detox and getting medically assisted detox with benzodiazepines. Oh my, cats, don't get all catty. Please. I'm allowed to flirt with Kimmy. Kimmy's a member. You're not a member. I flirt with members. Okay? I flirt with and they flirt with my member. Bada bing! Back to the story at hand. my dogs were sad and their body language showed it, and I was suscepting them to danger. Even though Mikey's a lover, I threatened to sick him on strangers multiple times, which I don't even know if he would do. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Daniel and I have a bromance frenemy thing going on. Pinch of sea salt in 8-ounce glass of water for tremors, weather god. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, tell me about it, Kopic. It is said that dogs sense disease, and that is a fact, Jack. In nursing homes, they have cats that come lay on those that are about to die and stuff like that. You know, but we neglect our dogs. I actually brought this topic into an AA meeting once, and everyone had something to say about their dog and their relapse, you know, and the last time they, you know, and how their dog, one guy was like, he was feeding his dog but not eating himself. And that meeting actually has a dog that comes around every once in a while. If you are sicking your dog on anyone, you better know how to unsick him. Don't mess with that, Perp says. For real, I didn't know what I was doing. I was a drunk. That's what I'm saying. I don't do that. You're a different person. Sometimes it's suggested that they're called spirits because your spirit can't tolerate your drunk ass, so it leaves, and malicious spirits possess you. I've been told many times I'm not myself when I get past that threshold. And dogs, my dogs love me. They don't love some spirit from the universe that's in my body. They love me. Weather God, eat some pizza and chill out. Be back at 10 before you're off. So you want advice on how to stop the tremors, but you're just going to eat pizza instead. All right, brother. There will come a time where you will be desperate enough to listen to other ideas besides your own. Enjoy your pizza. Try to get some, if you got pickle juice, Gatorade, Propel, or Pedialyte, chug some of that. Get plenty of water. Also, that salt home remedy that Chore Bunny was talking about. But a lot of symptoms of dehydration, alcohol is a dehydrant, or whatever the word is. You're dehydrated. So water is a good start, 8 ounces of water, but get some electrolytes as well, because that's I think Kopic put me on to this a lot, or somebody on here put me on to the fact that a lot of withdrawal symptoms are actually dehydration symptoms. Yeah, I'm not trying to be rude either, Noah. Sick of myself and mad at myself right now. Nothing to do with you, man. You know what? I'll stay on for that. No, I'm not offended that you're leaving. I'm not offended, period. You didn't hurt my feelings. I'm just saying I see in you what has been in me, and other people's advice, other people's suggestions are just bouncing right off of your own opinions. Your own opinions are ruling your mind right now. It's not because you're an asshole, it's because you're an alcoholic. I said smash the bottle, you decided to have 5 shots of it instead. I say drink some Gatorade or Pedialyte, and you're like, all right, I'm going to eat a pizza, bye. You know what I'm saying? It's just part of the disease. My stream the other night was our opinions lead to relapse. Facts lead to recovery. When you are desperate and sick and tired of being sick and tired, and so tired of yourself that you stop listening to your opinions no matter how hard they insist in your mind, and start listening to the suggestions of recovering alcoholics, that's when you begin to recover. Peace, cats. Coconut water. Actually, milk has electrolytes in it. Alcohol is a diuretic. Exactly, cats. You'll pee a lot, you'll sweat a lot, and you'll be dehydrated. Dehydrated. Yeah, the saddest part about my relapse to me on this particular relapse, I've had many relapses over the course of decades, was that my dogs counted on me, they count on me, and that's what brought me around. There's no way I'm killing myself. There's no way I'm gonna get my house repossessed and be homeless with some dogs. I'm not suscepting them to this kind of stuff. CJ, I've been watching, unbelievable deep sea things on YouTube. It's kind of scary. It gives me nightmares. Vitamin B with pizza, but I just haven't. Yeah, man, the pizza's got a lot of salt, so that's an electrolyte, although I'm not exactly sure if it's the right kind of salt. But pizza's got a lot of salt. Just drink a lot of water. And also, a single Benadryl might settle you down. You said you had Benadryl the other night. But above all, just don't drink. Even though I'm pretty sure you know this, so I don't have to be afraid of telling you, but alcohol stops the shakes. However, there is no stopping alcohol once it hits your veins. The alcoholic is powerless over alcohol. It was demonstrated to you the other night when you drank 5 shots and said, all right, then I smashed the bottle and no harm done. But then the very next day, you relapsed. And that's the cunning, baffling, and powerful part of it. It's the obsession. It's beyond us. The Bronx Tale is one of my favorites still. Yeah, that's a good movie. Dank pizza and good aqua. Yeah, pizza's good. I mean, if I were to go for something, it'd be fruits and veggies and stuff like that. But I love a good pizza. So after particularly long binges, not only your dogs starve, but your body's starving. If you go to any emergency room, they're going to give, or detox, they'll give you a banana bag. It's potassium, folic acid, stuff like that. Intravenously, saline into your, and oh man, it feels good. And usually you feel better, just because of the nutrients and the, I've been binging so long I was gray before, like an alien. You see how supple and colorful my skin is now, Well, I've been gray before. Yeah, nature is... actually, watching those made me feel better about that baby bird yesterday. There's a cave where it's like called the turtle graveyard. There's a bunch of sea turtle skeletons. It's basically because I don't even want to bum you guys out anyway, but nature's a bitch, you know what I mean? And God's will be done. I can't go saving every baby bird that I see flopping around on the ground. God's will be done. I can put it in some shade so it's more comfortable on its way out. I have stomped one directly out of this world, but now I understand that, that might not be God's will. I mean, even moving it from the concrete to the shade to make it a little more comfortable as it dies at the harsh hand of Mother Nature, even that can be suggested to be messing with God's will if you're like a God's will extremist and believe in the butterfly effect. Well, my alcoholism affects my dogs, it affects my family, it affects my loved ones, it affected you guys. Alcoholism is a disease that not only affects the afflicted, it affects all around and in touch with that person. Even complete strangers on the highway are affected by your obsession and compulsion and phenomenon of craving for your drug of choice. Dangerous things happen. It affects everything. Chore Bunny likes to cook. Baked 24 cookies last night, and they're almost gone already. See, I like that. Chore Bunny, what's your number? Kimmy, what's your number? Me, Chore Bunny, and Kimmy are going to get together, and we're going to watch... what do you guys like to watch? And we're going to eat some cookies and bake some stuff in nothing but our aprons. And maybe we'll do a live stream. But yes, the 6 months was a blur, but I do remember I have in my mind's eye images of my dogs not sulking, but just really down. You could tell they were sad for me. They were sad. They just knew. Noah, no, I don't know. There's a couple of people I do. Hashtag Holly. We met on here, and although we live far away from each other, we did meet up in Florida and go to the beach, and also I have friends that come on here sometimes that know me in person, but nobody. I don't know any of you in person. Daniel, I talk on FaceTime with every once in a while, and have connected with, but no. The answer is no. I don't know. But any girl named Chore Bunny that makes cookies in her apron and nothing else, I would like to at least meet at some point. No, I'm just kidding. These are the words and ramblings of a oh, maybe I should have 2 girlfriends, to be honest. Maybe that's God's will for me. 2 cookie baking girlfriends. You think that is what God's will is for me? Well, considering that I let my dogs down, my 2 dogs, it is said that you, as a recovering addict, as a recovering alcoholic, you should get a plant, keep it for a year. If you can keep it alive, then get a pet, get a dog, keep it for a year, and then if you can do well with that, then you can have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. O-Dog says, I must be dying, don't drink or smoke, and somehow I went to the ER and found out I had pancreatitis. I've been hearing a lot about pancreatitis. That sucks. I was talking to a fellow recovering alcoholic. I think he had his pancreas removed along with part of his stomach and all other stuff. Same guy knew the guitarist from the Monkees, or the bassist from the Monkees was a recovering alcoholic, and he slept on this guy's couch. It was crazy. Hey, with the Monkees. Do I ever get approached by the man? My interactions with the police only seem to happen when I'm drinking. The cookies would ruin my swimmer body? No. This is what's so frustrating about having a disease like alcoholism. I have so much potential, but I have this sickness that tells me that I'm not good enough. It tells me that I'm either better than or less than, never equal. And that's what's called an ego. And alcoholics are egomaniacs, and that's why they're called maniacs. Got to get those balls just right, Kimberly says. Yeah, you gotta, be gentle with the balls, and you gotta get them you gotta get them body temperature. Because they're balls of cookie dough from the refrigerator. That's why you gotta get them. You guys have got your minds in the gutter. You thought I was talking about something else. I mean, problem gambling? No, I'm blessed enough to not, although it has hit me when I sit down at the blackjack table and win some money, I can totally relate. There is a dopamine rush. There is an obsession. There is that liar in your head that says, why don't you lay down your entire paycheck if you just won that one? Also, with the stock market, I don't know if I'm in denial or what, but no, I don't have a... I went to play bingo the other night. I had a blast, but it's not like I'm going to go, you know, to the casino. You know what I mean? And I've been in casinos and stuff. The only reason I don't go to casinos is because there's free booze. That's how insidious money is that they feed you free booze because they know how powerful booze is. Now I'm curious where Kimmy and Chore Bunny live. But you don't have to say it on here. You could say a roundabout area. The only problem I have with gambling are the free drinks. Right, Perp? That's what I'm saying. And gambling addiction is exploding right now, Mike. Is that right? Probably because vices explode when inflation explodes. Everything from booze, cigarettes, gambling, you know, prostitution probably. All vices explode when times get tough. That's because we talked about this yesterday. It's the reason I got rid of my vape, my nicotine vape. Before that, I got rid of my cannabis. Before that, I got rid of my booze. My whole life, I've been getting rid of my vices because vices are quick answers to stress, to problems. Some of these problems have gone unanswered, and the 12 Steps of Alcoholics Anonymous is a spiritual blueprint to answer the problems that you've been trying to answer with booze, drugs, and even coffee I've gotten out of control on. And just because it's drugs, I go for it. But less and less, the more I work the steps, the less I tolerate those cheap pleasures. Pleasure is the cheapest and most invaluable form of satisfaction. Working for something, achievement, you know, digging deep, experiencing pain to get to the solution. These are the most valuable solutions and satisfactions, which means sustainable pleasure, sustainable self-esteem. Do the next right thing and the right life will happen is the kind of thing that I'm doing now. Did you quit cold turkey on the vape? Not exactly. I have these things. These are CVS nicotine lozenges. 4 milligrams, I bite them in half. I have 186 of these mofos. And I had a doctor tell me once, why don't you just do the nicotine mints your entire life? These don't give you cancer. Or at least he said they're not as dangerous. Don't quote me on that. But they're definitely not smoke. And they definitely don't contain the amount of carcinogens in vapes and smoking. Kimmy says, I'm just grateful that gambling isn't one of my addictions. Word. One of my childhood friends was a sick alcoholic and gambler. He is now almost 20 years sober. He's a multi-millionaire. He turned his life from getting beat up by the police station, and he's got visible scars on his face from that while he was drunk. I mean, I've almost fought him before. He gets violent when he drinks, but he's almost 20 years sober. He's an Amazon seller. He's got Ferraris. You know what I mean? He's got the wife and the kids and the house and the boat. Which is just, you know, these are materialistic examples of what he's done with his life. He also has a way of helping people, going to meetings. I was in detox one time, and he brought an AA meeting to detox. I wasn't even sure he knew I was there. What does nicotine do for you? Never smoked, only cigars. Well, cigars are highly nicotine. You're addicted to nicotine if you smoke cigars. Nicotine, it's hard to explain what individuals go for, different drugs of choices. Most alcoholics have been cigarette smokers before. Even coke addicts like to, they even got the coolies where they put the coke in the tip of the cigarette. But nicotine is one of the most popular addictions. It doesn't get me high. It's always confused me. It is like one of the most powerful physical addictions on earth. But biologically and scientifically, I would bet money, and I think I've read before, that it's another dopamine hit. That's why when you're stressed, you're experiencing negative emotions. What you don't know that you want is dopamine. Serotonin, endorphins, even oxytocin, all this feel-good hormones and chemicals in your mind, but mostly dopamine, which is probably why they call every drug on earth dope. In my understanding, it seems to me, I keep it under my lip, unless I'm kissing a girl or a man. No, I don't. I at least try not to kiss men, and it doesn't happen. I am full-blooded heterosexual, even though a wiser man than me once told me that everyone is bisexual. To a degree, it's just different degrees. Gay people are bisexual to the gayeth power, and heterosexuals are bisexual to the heterosexual power. And bisexuals, to me, I'm jealous. Their dating pool has doubled. You know what I'm saying? Their chances double. I don't know if that's the way. I've never been bisexual, but it seems to me that your numbers, your odds are better in finding love. Yeah, dogs be humping. You know what I'm saying? Dogs hump air. Dogs hump couches. Dogs don't care. I don't think people do either. You know what I mean? But we're so civilized, and our opinions are just like, that's shameful. You know what I mean? Or there's always that joke of one man talking to another. And this was an actual conversation that existed in history. I just don't know the people. But it's just like, are you bisexual? No, I'm not. Do you watch porn? Yes. Well, do you like watching the women get the big one or the small one? And, I think we all like watching the big one in action. Am I right? Dudes, am I right? Ladies, you know what I mean? I don't want to see a micro penis trying to get busy on the screen, you know what I'm saying? Twice the disappointment. Oh, that's the pessimist way of twice the disappointment. You are correct there as well. Twice the ecstasy and twice the disappointment. Yeah, well, my dog, that's my girl and Mikey right here. And that's him when he was a puppy, but they're about a year apart, and now they're grown adults, and they get it on. And anybody that tells me that's gross, that I let my dogs hump, I just laugh in their faces. And I say, we're gross. How would you like it if someone busts down the bedroom door and stopped you from humping, pulled you off of some girl, some guy? You know what I mean? Try anything once, trisexual. I don't get it. Anyway, I let my dogs hump. You know what they don't hump? since they hump each other? Me. You know what they don't hump? My couch. You know what they don't hump? Stuffed animals. I've seen dogs humping air. I've watched dozens of dogs, and some people, the way that they treat their dogs by not letting them hump other dogs. And my dogs are fixed. I'm not saying I'm just going to let dogs breed and shit. I would rather they not. I'm a gentleman, Jay Tabor. That's what kind of man I am. Anyway, when they're, they were, you can tell their spirits were down when I was, when I'm sick with alcoholism. And that actually means, too, I don't have to be drinking to be sick with alcoholism. I was thinking about this last night. Some of you may not be as familiar with what I talk about as I am, but when I say alcoholism, I mean right now I suffer with alcoholism. Tomorrow, tonight, all day long, when I'm not drinking, I still suffer with alcoholism. So when my alcoholism gets out of hand, when I'm not treating it with the principles of Alcoholics Anonymous, when I'm not taking a daily amends, trusting in God, cleaning house, and helping others, my dogs are affected. When I do the next right thing, that means walking my dogs. When I'm stuck in my alcoholism, thinking about myself, me, this is a disease of self. My dogs are in a kind of depressed too. ADHD on a bit of a sketty one at the moment. Trippy think just smoking too much weed. Yeah, weed I think aggravated my ADHD. And that's one thing I was admitting when I was on it too. ADHD is a mofo. It's real. It's not just a pop culture song, by Alien Ant Farm or whoever. It's not just a trendy thing on Instagram. It's for real. It takes on many forms. It's kind of a spectrum. I think that this is one of those things that we don't fully understand yet, or might not ever. This is a God's will thing, and I find that accepting it and laughing at it helps me deal with it. What's my sexuality and relationship status? I am single. I am going by God's will. It is said that alcoholics and addicts' pickers are broken. That means the guy that we pick for ourselves and pursue is going to be naturally wrong for us, and we find out the hard way. Stop me if I'm wrong. You can, you know what I'm saying? Mike Tucker, you out there? Yesterday you were talking about that girl that I advised you to, work on yourself first. Get right with yourself. And he said, they ended up breaking up because she was for the streets. Well, that's because your picker's broken. We pick what we think's good for ourselves. Careers, women, men, ways of life. We picked these ways, and let's put it this way, we picked the liquor store. You know what I mean? For all those years of my life, I picked the liquor store. That's the wrong choice. But something in my disease convinced me that that was the right choice. It's obviously the wrong choice. When you get that girl that you are just crazy about, your whole family's like, yo, she's trash, bro. And you're like, no, I love her. I gave her access to my bank account. I trust her. Our pickers are broken. So, to answer your question, I'm single. I'm working on myself. I'm working the 12 steps, but I can feel myself coming sexually alive. I can feel myself coming back online when it comes to, my sexual energy. So this is God's will, I hope. It's not just my will. Because our willpower, our will is the problem. Our insistence on our opinions, our insistence on our preferences, our insistence on our arguments, our insistence, our will is the problem. My problems are very little these days. It takes patience. God's will doesn't work on your time clock. You can't just be like, God, give me a job, and you get it. I've needed a job for a long time. God is timeless. I was just watching a documentary about the Celiotepic period or whatever, when there's arthropods and shit. We're talking, I don't know, 600 billion years ago. I don't freaking know the number, but my point is God is timeless. Just because I'm getting impatient. Hey, is Jaber on here? Jaber was getting impatient that he wasn't getting his license. What did I say? I say God's will. You'll get it. What happened? I love being right, but I'm not right. It's God's will. That's what's right. I said, Jay, I know you're frustrated now because your dumbass brother brought the wrong ID or whatever happened that one time, and you were in a bad way. You were in a bad mood. You thought the world was ending. I said, patience. God doesn't work on our time clock. God is a timeless being. God is basically reality in my eyes. God is whatever it is in your eyes, as long as you trust in God and not yourself. So, what I'm saying is, I'm open. I can feel myself becoming receptive to the sexual energies around me, and I take this as a sign that I'm becoming ready, and I may never have a partner for the rest of my life. If that's God's will, that's God's will. But I'm not going to insist upon forcing a relationship into my life. Just like I'm not going to insist upon forcing a job into my life. I think it's 3 months to wait for me to even start studying to be a peer support certified specialist in September is a long time. Well, it's God's will. I think that job is going to pay off because I get to help people, and I think it'll be the only job I've ever liked. Beating around the bush, I didn't want to just come out right out and say it, so I just came right out and said it. I didn't want to come out and say it, so I came out and said it. Makes sense? HHC. What is HHC? Well, God's will put these two dogs in my life, and to look at dogs when you're relapsing, these two beings that count on you, and some of you have kids. I'm sure it's the same way. They look at you like, mommy, daddy, what is wrong with you? That kind of crap will make you change. I didn't like the pound, actually, and I doubt I'll like the zoo, although it'll be nice walking around looking at the animals and stuff at night. I still don't like animals being locked up by silly humans that insist that we are the best thing that's ever happened to Earth. I don't like seeing bears pace back and forth for 4 years, wearing a path in the you know what I'm saying? But I get into my own head. It's God's will. What am I going to do? By my own will, free all the zoo animals on planet Earth? All of SeaWorld? I'm going to release all the orcas? Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I bought some guns and I bought, this watercraft, and I'm going to do it. Just like in Blackfish. No, it's God's will. God's will be done, not mine. So I didn't like the pound, though, because there was dogs. There was literally a dog that was there. There's people that just dump their dogs there and go on vacation, or dump their dogs there every day and go to work. And it's like, why do you have a dog? You know what I'm saying? The reason I'm working from home for the past 6 years, or the past 3 years at least, is because I have dogs. Dogs are pack animals. I'm part of their pack. Even though I've conditioned them to be okay and comfortable while I leave, I don't have dogs that cry and whine and try to slip out the door with me and shit. I got dogs that I've conditioned that are just like, all right, daddy, we trust you. But not when I'm on booze. They didn't know if they were going to live or die, I swear. Look on their faces. Hold on, that's one of them now at the door. BRB. And I'm missing my people. There he is. I'd pick him up for you, but my back has a. But I tweaked my back because I asserted my will in the weight room in the gym. Alcohol addiction is like when you say you're not going to ride something at Six Flags, but then you end up riding it without too much thought. There's a story in the big book, an analogy about a jaywalker, saying that alcoholism is like a jaywalker that insists on jaywalking. Then he gets hit by a car, breaks his legs. He's in the hospital. He's like, I'm never jaywalking again. As soon as he can walk, or shortly after, he's jaywalking again. And he gets hit by a bus, breaks his coccyx and his scapula, and damn near internally hemorrhages all of his organs. And he's in the hospital again. All his friends and family are around his hospital bed. And he's like, I'm never jaywalking again, man. I'm never, I swear. And he means it. Months later, he gets hit by an ice cream truck and dies because he was jaywalking again. That's a perfect analogy of alcoholism. We're drinking poison. Sure, he gets a high off of jaywalking. We get a high off of, you know what I'm saying? But it's very similar. It sounds ridiculous to everybody who's like, why is this guy jaywalking? But you know what I mean? Jay Tabor walking. But yeah, Weather God, you hit it right on the head. It's like, first of all, I don't like roller coasters. And I've done this before. And this is my alcoholic thinking. For the longest time, this happens with sushi too. I'm not really a big fan of sushi, but you know, I'll go on a roller coaster. I've had 6 or 7 concussions in my life. So I get motion sickness. I got an inner ear problem or something. I get sick on a roller coaster. I'll get sick in a Miata, you know, a small convertible. But anyway, I just continued to try again, and I would just keep getting sick until finally I grew up, got some of the principles of AA, recognized I'm powerless over roller coasters, and you know, I stopped going on roller coasters. Now when somebody's like, sushi's the bomb, man, I'm gonna get a whole sushi boat, I'm like, no thanks. You know, not unless it's like tempura roll or a Philadelphia roll, but like, I don't know, sashimi. I keep thinking someday I'm gonna like really like it, and some of it I do, but like these people that are crazy about sushi, I'm like, I think they're lying. I'm like, you're just saying that because it's popular on TikTok. You're just jumping on a trend. This stuff is gross. What is wrong with you? Love the rides that have them huge stomach drops. I'm addicted to stomach drops. All right, well, there you go. That's cool. Well, here's the thing. If you like them and there's no consequence to them, if there's more pleasure to be derived than consequence, aka bad things that happen, then it's not really an addiction, is it? One of the definitions of addiction is when the negative consequences outweigh the benefits of your obsessive compulsive behavior. AKA with alcohol, in the beginning, it was like inhibitions lowered, sex and like flirting was accentuated, and party on dudes and like into your 20s and stuff. And then it turns out it's more like fights, DUIs, jails, institutions, death, hospitals, seizures, vomiting, blackout, lost relationships, homelessness. You know what I'm saying? These are definitely outweighing the benefits of drinking. Yet, see, there I go in the snow, hopeless, homeless, sexless, moneyless, relationshipless, carless, and I'm drinking a plastic bottle of vodka that I got for $7 because the obsession has taken over my life. It is pulling me 6 feet under is where it'll pull you unless you arrest it, in my opinion, and in the opinion of an 89-year-old non-organization called Alcoholics Anonymous, with the spiritual solutions of 12 steps. AKA, your thinking isn't going to fix it, Noah. It doesn't matter what you think. You come up with the bright idea of how to drink and control your drinking and enjoy it at the same time. I guarantee you I've tried that idea. I guarantee you the people in AA that finally surrendered to the ideas of a higher institution and a higher God than themselves, they were it's very simple. I don't know why I didn't get it earlier, but it's basically like, leave your opinions alone. You are not to do your thinking in the matters of alcohol. You are to take the power of a greater power. Our thinkers are broken when it comes to what we need and what we want. And that goes for relationships too. And that's why I don't really subscribe to the 365 days after your last drink, you'll be ready to date again. False. There's definitely nothing to that exact nature. I spent 8 years not drinking, and I went through broken relationship after broken relationship. It is in living the principles, practicing a new way of life, having a paradigm shift, thinking of others. Now you will think of your fellows more than you will think of yourself. You will become a compassionate friend and a loving lover. You know, everything, everywhere from the kitchen to the bedroom, you'll be thinking about other people and shit. You know, you're no longer selfish. Ingrid, I'm going to die. This was so stupid to get on. Ingrid. Did y'all see the amusement ride here in Oregon? People were stuck upside down. I did see that. Wait. What would be your thoughts in those 30 minutes? I'd be like, hey, how many of y'all motherfuckers are drunk on here? This was a dumb idea. I should have talked to my sponsor before I came on this ride. Ow. I would probably live stream. Get it on record so I could sue the crap out of those motherfuckers. Yeah, I did catch a glimpse of that. 30 minutes hanging upside down. I wonder what that did to their, blood pressure. And you hang upside down try to even hang upside down for 5-10 minutes and your head starts to like get all red. Bro, I'd be, I don't even know what I'd be. Now that I've been practicing a spiritual awakening and growing spiritually and my spirituality is fit, I'd be like, God's will, motherfuckers, I'm ready to die. And then I'd start blasting Biggie Smalls. Over at Six Flags St. Louis, have this one ride named Boss. It's freaking amazing. It jerks you to the point you have a headache. Whoa, that sounds great, man. That sounds awesome. I love headaches. I love being jerked around. I love being bossed around to the point where I have a headache. I hear St. Louis is nice though. I learned way back when I was a preteen that on one of those what was it called? Where it spins you around and there's all kinds of disco and rock music and shit. And it smells like vomit. Ugh. For all the alcoholics that are still suffering out there, I want you to know that pretty much every meeting I go to, and they're all different, every AA meeting I go to has a moment of silence for the still suffering. There's a moment of silence followed by the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It was said once by a long time ago when AA was being founded that no prayer exemplifies the principles of Alcoholics Anonymous and recovery from alcoholism than that short prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I just heard St. Louis is an affordable place to live, I think, when I was looking up a geographical solution. You guys ever heard that? There's a joke in AA. Since a lot of alcoholics have lived all over the place because we think that changing location will solve our problems, one of the sayings is, wherever you go, there you are. And you're the problem, so wherever you go, you're bringing the problem. Another joke is there should be signs on every town for alcoholics that just say, it's not going to work here either. Without going within to fix the problem, you will be without. Go within, or you will continually be without. Shit. All right, y'all, that's my hour. Pay attention to your dogs out there. Pay attention to others. In order to get out of our disease of alcoholism, we have to get out of ourselves. This is practiced by helping others, thinking of others, doing what you don't want to do if it benefits another person especially. This opportunity comes along in the rooms of AA. You can make coffee, you can set up chairs, you can help another alcoholic. You can just be there. If every alcoholic in the world didn't go to an AA meeting because they didn't want to, there wouldn't be any alcoholics there. So you going to an AA meeting is service. That meeting, my home group is 30 years old. That means every Monday and Thursday, alcoholics have been gathering there with no leader, with no authority. Fellow recovering alcoholics have been gathering in the same room for 30 years. That means they were there when I needed them the most. Now I'm here for those that stumble in like where I was. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I mean, that's truly something beautiful right there. Recovering alcoholics coming to the same place every Monday and Thursday for 30 years. Happened to be the room that I walked into 10 plus years ago when I was just struggling. And they caught me and they told me what to do. And even when I didn't listen, they just said, keep coming back. We'll have a chair ready for you. Because they've been there. They know that ignorance is part of the disease. They know that they could scream in my face the solution, and I'll just be like, you know what? I think I might go to the bar tonight. That's the disease. They could be like, don't go on that date. You're going to that date. It's your alcoholism. Your picker's broken. Get right first. Have a spiritual awakening as a result of the 12 steps first. And I'll be like, you know what? I think I'm going to go to that date. I think I'm going to go to that date at the bar. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to drink. Settle down. I'm not going to drink. 1 hour later. 2 tequilas, please. Strawberry Moon. All right, I'm about to go. Kimberly, go out after we cut out here and go look at the moon. And you and I will be looking at the same moon at the same time. Hey, by the way, did you tell me your address and social security number so I can find you? The moon is big and beautiful and amazing. Cool. I'm about to go look at it. Hey, everybody. After I do the damn thing slogan and kick off the line, I'm going to probably straighten out my back, get some apple juice, and I'm going to go look at the moon. That means everybody who's looking at the moon in the next half an hour or so will all be looking at it together. You know what I mean? Noah, you still on here? For those of you struggling with alcohol, and those of you that are James, where do you live? Southern East Coast of America, brother. But we can all go look at the moon after this, and for the next 15 minutes, consider the fact that we're all going to be looking at the same moon at the same time. You know what I mean, man? All right, y'all. I'm going to go get some apple juice, look at the moon, and then go rest my back. Tomorrow, I'm going to be at work. I had to get a part-time job. Being a YouTuber, for me, is rewarding for this reason and this reason only. Well, not only. It brings in a small amount of money thanks to you members, super chats, and small ad revenue. But it definitely doesn't pay the bills, so I had to get a job. Tomorrow I'm going to be at work. Maybe I'll be streaming. Maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow in the middle of the day. You know what I mean? Kimmy, it might be God's will, you know what I'm saying? My email is on the channel. I'll look for an email from you. Maybe it's God's will for me to eat your cookies. I just heard a firework. Y'all have a good night. Go look at the moon. We'll all be looking at the same moon. That'll be cool. I'll be here maybe tomorrow, but if my back hurts but I'm going to be at work tomorrow night. So don't distress. You can always count on me to be here. And if I'm not on here, there's a reason. And I'll be there the next day. 9 p.m. Eastern time, maybe midday tomorrow. If I'm not on here in the evening tomorrow, don't hate, appreciate. There was 18 people looking at the moon that night. All right, y'all. Keep it clean, keep it real, keep doing the damn thing. Peace.